Today we will start living and non-living things. Good morning students. Students, we can find many kinds of things around us, from the mountains, oceans to the plants and animals. The earth in which we live is made up of several things. These things can be divided into mainly two types. First one is living things and the second one is non-living things. Let's see the similarities between living thing and non-living thing. Students, both are made up of matter, means both have mass and occupy space. Both are made up of smaller units. Living organisms are made up of smaller structure unit called as cells, while the non-living things are made up of atoms. Now, next point is characteristics of living things. The important characteristics of living things are growth and development, fixed shape and size, movement and locomotion, need food and energy to grow, etc. Let's see one by one. First one is each living thing has specific shape and size. Students, every organism has definite shape and size. So, we can distinguish a neem tree from a peepal tree or a rose plant. Similarly, organisms show great variations in size. For example, an elephant is much larger than man and a whale is many times larger than an elephant. Now, the second one is living things are made up of cell. Students, the body of the living things is made up of very tiny units called as cells. Cells is smaller unit of our body, means of living things. The organisms like bacteria, yeast, amoeba are made up of only one cells. They are known as unicellular, while most of the organisms are formed by many cells. They are known as multicellular. Now, the third characteristics is living things show movement. Students, all the living organisms show movement. The change in the position of the any body part is known as movement, and the movement of the whole organism from one place to another place is known as locomotion. Now, our next point is all the living things need food and energy. All living things need food to remain alive, grow, as well as get the energy for carrying out various kinds of life activities. However, plants take energy from the sun and make their food using water and carbon dioxide. The process of preparing the food by the green plants is known as photosynthesis process. Now, the next one is respiration. Living things do respiration. Respiration is a chemical reaction which occurs inside the cells to release energy from the food. Transport of the gases takes place. The food that is ingested through the process of the digestion is broken down to release energy that is utilized by the body to produce water and carbon dioxide as a byproducts. The process of inhaling the fresh air and exhaling the used air is known as breathing. We breathe through the nose into the lungs. Fish breathe through gills and the plants breathe through stomata. Now, the next is living things excrete waste. Excretion is the removal of waste and other harmful substance formed in the body. In animal, waste products are undigested. Food, carbon dioxide, urea, excess of salt and water. Plant excrete oxygen during daytime and carbon dioxide at night through stomata. Now, the plants also have three types of excretory products as gum, resin, and latex. The next is living things response to stimuli. All the living things are very sensitive to touch and have the capability to sense changes in their surrounding. See some examples are at night when you switch on the kitchen light, the cockroaches start to running to their hiding places. The second one is when you put some food grains, the birds come flying and start eating. The third example is flies gather on the uncovered food items. The next example is on seeing a stranger, the dog starts barking. As well as plants also give the response to the external stimuli. Plants respond to the changes in light, temperature, touch, moisture, etc. The touch me not plant folds its leaves when touched. Lotus flower open in the morning and close by sunset. Stomata of the leaf open during the daytime and close at night. Next is reproduction. One of the striking features is that living things are capable of producing their young ones through the process of reproduction, wherein the genetic information is passed from the parents to the offsprings. The animals like fish, frog, snakes, birds lay eggs which hatch into young ones. Animals like dog, cats, cows, horses, and human beings give the birth to their young ones. The next is the grow. All the living things mature and grow through the different stages of the development. Now, the next point is the living things have definite lifespan. Lifespan of an organism is the time period for which it remains alive. It begins with the birth and ends with its death. All the living things have a fixed lifespan. Now, the next point is non-living things. Non-living things are not alive. They do not possess life. They do not have cells, and they do not grow or show the locomotion or a movement. They do not undergo metabolism process, means they do not show respiration process. They do not reproduce. Non-living things, they do not have a fixed lifespan. They do not respire, as they do not require the food for the energy, and hence do not excrete. They do not fall into the any cycle of birth and growth or death. They are created and destroyed by the external forces. Examples are stone, pen, book, cycle, bottle, etc. Now, the characteristics of non-living things. Non-living things are lifeless, they do not have cells, and they do not show the metabolic activities. They do not have a definite shape or a size of their own. They take the shape of the substance they are obtained in. For example, a liquid takes the shape of its container. Stone, rocks are molded by the changing the environment. The change in the state of the non-living thing is only due to the external influence. Non-living things never die, as they do not have cells with a definite lifespan. Fundamental life processes such as reproduction, nutrition, excretion, etc. are absent in the non-living things. Thank you and have a nice day.